are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Hello and welcome to CIOTV and Enterprise IT World. EMEA, this is day 3 at GITEX. From day 1 we have been speaking to people, and I was under impression on day 3 people will have sore feet and they will unable to move from their booth. But to my surprise, I can see gentlemen coming to our booth and trying their best to give best of their experience to the audience here on the other side. Now with me is Mr. Paulo Pereira, his Vice President, Pre-Sales and Systems Engineering at Nutanix for EMEA region. Paulo, thank you very much for stepping into this booth and to be very nice to answer certain questions which will be useful for the audience sitting on the other side. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for having me here.
Well, the first question coming to you, because Nutanix now is known for Kubernetes. So, Kubernetes is trying to solve many problems in this modern architecture of enterprises. What exactly Kubernetes is trying to solve, and what new ones does it create, and how do you simplify this on Nutanix?
Okay, so before we talk about Kubernetes, let's talk about containers.
Okay.
And why are containers important? Why are companies using containers? The main reason is because it helps with faster deployment of applications. Mainly because containers are very portable, very easy to move around.
Yes.
And like you said, it does come with some areas of concern, mainly complexity, because Kubernetes comes in as an orchestration to orchestrate all the containers. And it's not so easy like we would like it to be. So, for example, if you think about a production-ready Kubernetes solution, it's not only a single piece of software that is needed to make it production-ready. In our solution, in Nutanix Kubernetes Platform, we have more than 20 different CNCF projects that compose the whole solution. Now, of course, to implement it, you have to think that each one of these software packages have their own release cycle, they have their own defect fixing that happens at random times, and they have compatibility issues between them.
Yes.
So with NKP, with Nutanix Kubernetes Platform, what we do, first of all, we select which components we think make necessary for a useful solution. Then we make sure that they all work together, we validate them, and we release them as a distribution that the customer can just go and implement. But this is just the first part, right? Implementation. Then you have day 2 operations. How are you going to maintain this? Like I said, each package has their own release cycle. They have defects that need to be fixed. We need to make sure that all of this works together and gets deployed. And this is what NKP does. We validate and we integrate, and when we are able to reduce by 90% all these operational issues that exist with Kubernetes. And let's not forget also talent. I mean, the amount of talent in the market for Kubernetes is like 5% of the talent that exists for virtualization. So having the right tools to allow infrastructure engineer or a platform engineer to deploy and to operate this is really important. And that's what we do with NKP.
Excellent, Paulo. Now, AI is everywhere. AI is good for the customer, but AI is very tough on these servers, data centers. It consumes a lot of power, chokes bandwidth as well. So, to what extent or how Nutanix solve this problem in creating fast, reliable, and cost-aware without adding complexity to the organizations?
Yeah, so AI, no one can deny the value of AI. We use it every day in our lives, right? And most enterprises will want to take some of those benefits into their enterprise, take some of those productivity gains into the enterprise. You can do it in many ways. most of the options out there are cloud-based AI,
Yes.
right? You consume it as an API from the provider. And enterprises have a couple of concerns with this. The first concern is for you to have a useful AI system, you need to feed it with your own information. You need to feed it with your own documents, your own intellectual property, your own methods and procedures. When you do that, the concern is what if this information ends up being used for the next cycle of training and becomes available to everyone, right? That's a concern. The second concern is those APIs are consumed nowadays by token, and the token is a word or a portion of a word. So you can imagine how easily it is for when you're doing this every day and you count the tokens that are used to formulate the question, plus what is added to augment the response, plus the response, it can easily add up. And while, older models, they can be quite inexpensive, the most recent and most capable models, it can get quite expensive. So these are the two main concerns. Luckily, there's a very vibrant community in open source with hundreds of thousands, with millions of models available. And what Nutanix does is, first of all, we have a Nutanix validated solution that looks at the hardware that is needed, the CPUs, the GPUs, the storage requirements to offer the solution to support your models. And then we augment this with our Nutanix Enterprise AI solution that is able to basically connect to Hugging Face or connect to NVIDIA and load the models from there. You can select and load the models from there on your own infrastructure. From there, you define the endpoints, the API credentials that you give to your developers, and they can deploy AI solutions. So from an AI developer using an API on the cloud or on-prem becomes exactly the same. So basically what we do, we offer a complete solution that is self-managed. You have full control of the software components, you have full control of the costs, and you run it as you like on-prem. That's what we do with our Nutanix Enterprise AI.
Excellent. Now let's move our discussion to security. So, and offering controls on the AI, containerization part.
Yeah.
So what are the top three, controls you insist on before, putting containerized AI into the production? How does Nutanix support them out of box?
Yeah. So when you think about a normal enterprise without AI, you maintain security of your information by making sure that the right people have access to the right documents, right? When you bring AI into place, those documents are being used to either fine-tune AI or augment AI. So it's really, really important that just because you're training a model with this doesn't become available to everyone, because otherwise you just lost all the security that you have. So role-based access control is the first one. You have to make sure that the people accessing the models, the people accessing the infrastructure are allowed to do so. They have the right permissions to do so. In Nutanix, Nutanix Enterprise AI is fully, it comes out of the box with role-based access control, and we even extend this to the Kubernetes layer fully, so fully integrated. So this is the first one. The second one is, and we talked about this, in AI, most of the information is consumed through an API. So securing that API is very important. Securing the credentials, securing the endpoint, making sure that the people behind that endpoint are the right ones that have access, that should have access to that information. Again, this comes out of the box with our solution. The third one, like any physical security, you have a building, you put locks, you put gates, you put doors. but you also have cameras
Yes.
to make sure
Surveillance,
that
yes.
everything is going fine. So the third one that I would say is auditing and monitoring. This is extremely important. Making sure that the right people are using the information, having real-time monitoring of the infrastructure, of the models, of the how much each person is consuming, and being able to hibernate, to suspend those endpoints is really important to have a complete secure solution in AI.
Excellent. And we have got data, we have got applications, and what is your most straightforward way to keep these two things consistent across everywhere? You know, on-prem, some cloud, some edge, something.
Yes.
So that's be single band so that you can access to your data consistently.
Yeah, so this is the core of our company, which is the hybrid multi-cloud solution. And what it basically means is that we are able to run our software, our Nutanix Cloud platform, and we're able to run it on-prem and in the public cloud. We are able to run it in AWS, we can run it in Azure, and we just recently announced Google Cloud as well. So as of end of this year, it will be globally available to run it there as well. So basically, we have the same software that you can run across, same services. You can use the same license that you bought on-prem, you can use it in any of those
There is no
hyperscalers.
complexity.
You have the same operating model.
Okay.
You have the same management interface. This is the easiest way. All the replication, all the services that you have with our solution is available everywhere. This is the perfect, easy solution. But we might talk about Kubernetes. And for Kubernetes in specific, we have a different additional solution. We have what we call Nutanix Data Services for Kubernetes, NDK. What that does is containers. Containers, when they were initially designed, were designed as stateless. Quickly, the industry realized that you need storage services, and most of the containers nowadays need storage services. So our NDK is the software that delivers, provisions those storage services for the containers, takes care of snapshotting, takes care of replication. It allows you to run this on-prem, allows you to run this on the cloud, like any other service, but it even allows you, if you're running Kubernetes natively on AWS with AKS or on Azure with EKS, we even ported our own operating system into a container to be able to run natively there and be able to run those services, provide those services for the containers there. So you have on one side containers that are easy to move between environments, and we take care of the data layer to make sure that we do the same with the data, that it's synchronized and is available where you need it. So these are the two ways. That,
Excellent, excellent, Paulo. This is one of the few expositions globally where you showcase the solution, the power of combined the solution of Kubernetes and AI. From Nutanix standpoint, what are you showcasing? How are you showcasing here? And how is it different from the competition?
Yeah, so if you come to our booth, first you will be able to see our hybrid multi-cloud in action. You will see how we deploy it on-prem and how we can use it in the cloud providers as well. You can see how we deploy Kubernetes on top of this and how we maintain it. And we also brought in Nutanix AI with some example applications so that we can discuss with customers how it works, how all the components work together, answer any questions, and show it to them. So you know the saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words? We believe that a demo is worth 1,000 slides.
Yes.
So this is what we want to do. We want our customers to experience our technology in our booth.
All right, excellent, Paulo, for the learnings, the experience that you had, that you expressed in front of this learned audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Golden dust of words. And let's catch up and have better and bigger discussion. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.